Hello everyone, Macy Lou here, and welcome back to A Wild Approach. And on this channel, we garden for wildlife, but we also garden for function and for beauty and all those things. Wildlife is just the top main important thing in our garden. And this video is all about cleaning up my back garden patio area. It's really just our driveway in front of our garage, and we've just turned it into a place to have a patio. And the reason for this is because this is the main view from our dining area in our house, and more importantly, my kitchen window. So if I'm in there doing dishes, I like to have something aesthetic to look at. So yeah, it's a little bit superficial on the one hand because there's patio furniture that's pretty and was expensive, even though a lot of the things I use are hand-me-downs and recycled or upcycled or reused or blah blah blah. The main focal point in this patio for sure is technically, and not even technically, just is, a set of dark, very expensive patio furniture. I'm going to be upfront about that. Because I wanted something that would be durable, but also beautiful, that would last a long time in this space. Because I know that I'm going to be looking out these windows, waiting for a vehicle to go by. Because I know I'm going to be looking out these windows for however long I live here. So I want this space to be a beautiful space, and I also want to attract the wildlife to this space. And that's what I've been doing over the past few years, ever since we got the furniture. And even before we got this furniture, I was still trying to attract wildlife here. And some of the ways that I attract wildlife to this space is I leave leaf piles, I leave twig piles, I leave those helicopter maple seed piles, I leave pine needle piles, and I have like branches and twigs and pots of soil and stones. I have all these things piled up, old pots that I'm not really using anymore. I have all these things just sitting here, and some of it was kind of ugly and in the front, and I decided to move some of it to the back. And then, but you'll notice that I use some of it as mulch in my garden beds, and I use some of it in the back corner up against the retaining wall for the chipmunk, because one of my favorite garden visitors is the chipmunk. We've had more than one chipmunk, but I haven't quite been able to tell everybody apart yet, and I don't know if we're in like the third generation or what. But either way, anytime I see a chipmunk out here, I love seeing it. We get chipmunks, we get groundhogs, we get squirrels, we get raccoons, we get stray cats. Not super into the stray cats part, but we do get that. And then of course we get a plethora of birds. And one big feature back here is a water source. Now I did need to dump out a dirty water source that I wasn't intending on using as a water source. It just filled with rain. I dumped that out, put that away, and then I of course cleaned and refilled my main water source for the wildlife, which I probably empty that almost every day. It just depends on the weather, it depends on, you know, what's going on, but a lot of times they get used so much that they kind of need refilled every other day-ish, or at least several times a week. So, what's great about this, though, is it's right out my back door. You know, it's just feet away from my kitchen and dining area because it's right off of that back door. So, if you're going to have a little puddle dish of water for the birds, kind of like a bird bath, or even just a bird bath, I recommend putting it somewhere super convenient so you can easily clean it and you can easily refill it with water, and you don't have to walk across your property to get to it. Plus, you want to be able to see it from your window, so of course you're going to want to have it somewhere close by. So anyway, I'm going to just go away now. I'm just gonna let you enjoy this little video. It's a mix of a time lapse, but it's also some real-time me working on things in this space. I didn't record every single thing. I washed other furniture, but I didn't record all of the cleaning of the furniture because that would take way too much space up on my card. It just wasn't worth it. So you get to see a glimpse of me cleaning the swing, but I also cleaned 2 other chairs for the table. So just being transparent as I can with that, I'm gonna let you enjoy this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please leave a like if you enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, so this swing wouldn't get clean with the jet hose because it has been so long since I've cleaned it. So I put some dish soap in here in just a recycled cottage cheese container and some hot water and a rag, and I'm going to clean it this way. Now, if you look really close, you can see there's some chipped paint right here. So it's not going to be perfect because there is chipped paint, but look at this difference between just brushing it with my finger versus the dirty area down here too. Where my hand is. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not gonna all come off, but it looks like it gets quite a bit. This is very hot water. It's actually kind of burning my finger. There's a little bit of green patina on there. I'm gonna put it in here. It's pretty loose soil. So for some reason I was not expecting that, which makes it a little bit more of a risk to these other plants, but we're just gonna pack this dirt back in here a little bit. Gently, and maybe they will do okay. It's very sandy, more than I remember. I also have a ton of coneflowers. I'm gonna get some coneflowers. Should be a good one. Sometimes it's hard to pick when there's this many. I'll just grab like a little bunch of them. Just make a little. There we go. Put them in here with the little verbena. And let's see. Well, this one's growing too close to the big one, so we'll take this one. See how many we got, probably one or two. Some invasives came with it. I got one there. And we'll get a baby ironweed because I have a lot of ironweed here too. And maybe when they're this small, maybe they can transplant better because the large ones, when I say large, I don't mean much larger than this, but the large ones have too big of a root. And they don't like being disturbed when they get bigger. Frostweed is another one that I want to do. That one's pretty tiny root. And we're going to go with that. This is compost and manure, and then that's topsoil. I am not advocating for this mix. This is just what I have. This is what I bought. Sometimes I wonder if it actually does well, because sometimes the plants look a little bit puny in this mix. You see that's purple, and it's getting a little bit dry, so take it with a grain of salt. See, I should just break it up with this shovel. Look at those ants. Sorry, little guys. Didn't mean to get you. Didn't know you were there. Okay. So, I need to transfer these to somewhere until I can get this ready, because I have to put soil in here too. Because I'm actually transferring some of this compost over here because I just ran out of my bag, so I need to share between the containers. Poor ants. What do you do? They're like mixed in with all of this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the topsoil and mix it in with compost. Kind of has to get broken up too sometimes, but not as much as manure. It's more woodsy. And so what I like to do is I like to kind of mix it around and not keep all the compost at the bottom. But I don't try to make it perfect. I just kind of mix it a little bit. Like I could just make a hole on this side and kind of that way it's not all topsoil on the top. That way it's more mixed. I know, I should have done this before I cleaned up. But this is the finishing touches. After all, I can get the broom back out. No big deal. I'm actually going to pour it into this one because this one's so large. I'm going to try to pour it. I might not be able to. Yeah.
Just use your knife then.
My knife?
Yeah, kind of scoop it out.
It's not really. It's kind of, my hands are better because they can grab more.
You have a cup there too.
True. That cup is kind of like keeps bending on me. It's not great either. See, my hands just do a better job. And oops, when I remember to mix this up, but I already kind of forgot. So. Over. Alright, so hopefully you can see each of these really well. We'll just want to level the soil a little bit, make it a little more even. It's not perfect, but nothing in gardening is perfect. You just make it as even as you can. So this one's the biggest, so this one we're going to put multiple in here. And since it's the biggest, I'm going to stick the ironweed in the very center because I know ironweed gets huge compared to a lot of these other plants. So I'm just going to make a little hole for it. That's probably too deep. Don't want to put it too deep. Let's have some good drainage. Just kind of squish it in there. Now again, it's important that I took this smaller ironweed because they don't love being transplanted, at least so far in my experience. When they're larger and they have that thick taproot, they don't love it, but this one doesn't have its thick taproot yet. This is a couple of coneflowers. I'm going to try to break them apart gently because I want I want one of them in here. I'm going to kind of turn this and put it here, and I'm choosing the bigger one. Ooh, there's a big spider. It's like, I don't know where it went. I'll have to relocate him. Got it?
Yep. Alright.
Anyway. So hopefully I put that in very well because I was distracted. I want to put a coneflower in this one probably. So we're going to just squish it in. And we have a frostweed, which I kind of want to put in the back of this coneflower one, just to see how it does. See what it does, see if it can survive in this small pot with another plant. And we have a couple of verbena bonariensis plants. I definitely know these are drought tolerant, so I have two of them, so I'll probably put one in here with this stuff and then one over here. A little of this. Really got dried out.
Oh my god, it's so hard to zoom in on this.
I know. That's why I don't do it that way. That's how I use my phone. That's not how I use that. The soil level is totally not even at all. Not even close. This is a verbena bonariensis. This is purple coneflower. This is purple coneflower, frostweed, New York or tall ironweed. I always forget which one. Probably New York ironweed. Verbena bonariensis and purple coneflower. And as you can see, they're very sad because they need water pronto. So that's what we're going to do now. Now today is a pretty good day because it's the clouds come in and come out. You know, you got a lot of cloud cover, a lot of overcast skies, cool air for the most part. So it's a good day to transplant things rather than a hot, sunny, baking sun kind of day. I don't want to overwater them, so we'll do that. I'm going to clean my knife. Just gently clean it with shower, I guess. And I'm going to wipe it a little bit. Because this has like a texture to it, so you can kind of scrub it. Because it's gotten pretty filthy over the past few weeks. What a good time to also rinse my gloves off. A lot cleaner. Of course my gloves are dirty, so it's transferring, but I've just added some new original paintings to the shop. Go to macylou.com to check out the new pieces. I also have prints available as well as different categories of products. I have a $12 and under section and a $25 and under section as well, because I believe every human being deserves to have art in their home and to feel cozy and comfortable wherever they live. I also have a contact page where you can easily get in touch with me at your convenience for art commissions and business inquiries. Just put a quick subject line such as, "Hey, I'd like an art commission," and then in the message section, put in detail about what type of commission you are wanting. Also, feel free to use the contact form as a way to ask any questions you may have about the art or the shop. Thanks for all of your support, no matter what form it takes. To support the channel, like the video, comment, and subscribe. You can also support my work by buying art from me at macylou.com. Thanks for watching!